When I go to the pediatrician's office and they say, you work at Children's, I'm like, no, I know nothing. I know nothing clinical. I am a fundraiser.
Pretty much a doctor.
We got to take on the problems of the finances and filling out all the laborious paperwork and the 150 paid applications. And that mom got to hold her baby.
A snowplow driver was the one that came through and plowed the snow out of the way, so that way the child can make it to Cincinnati Children's. Welcome to the FUNancial Podcast, the only banking show that isn't a complete snooze fest.
Sit down with Sharefax and Cincinnati's most fascinating people. Presented by Sharefax Credit Union.
The information provided on this podcast is for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only. For specific advice tailored to your situation, please consult a certified financial professional or licensed attorney. Caitlin, we're happy to have you join us here on our podcast. We enjoy having other representation other than just Sharefax voices.
Yeah.
And especially our friends at Cincinnati Children's Hospital. It's obviously a big partnership that we love showing off. And so one question for you that we'd like to start with. You actually came from a credit union background.
I did. I didn't know you guys knew that.
We do our research here. We can't name the credit union because it's a competitor. This is actually a trap. Get all the cameras on her.
Yeah. This is why we have all the cameras.
It is. There's a lot of lights on me too.
I'd like to ask though, obviously without naming the credit union, but did you what drew you from the credit union world to the medical field? Because it is different.
It's different, but for me, it's very similar because credit unions are all about people helping people.
Yeah.
And for me, especially in my role at that credit union, which was a lot focused on their give back efforts and doing things out in the community, volunteering, giving back to our local nonprofits and things in the area, which there are a ton of local nonprofits doing great things in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
But having that specific focus on Cincinnati Children's, which is one of the best children's hospitals in the country, that we're so lucky to have right in our backyard, was a no-brainer for me, just to move that people helping people mentality.
Yeah.
Into a specific cause and do the most good we can. And when I found out that Credit Unions for Kids through Children's Miracle Network was going to be one of my programs that I was going to work with, I was so excited because I love credit union people. It's so different from other financial institutions with the whole buttoned up, atmosphere that a lot of them can have.
Yeah.
Credit unions just tend to care about their members and their communities so much
care.
more.
Do you care?
I do care.
You care. Okay, so everyone cares here. That's good.
Yeah. So that was, total no-brainer for me.
So can you talk a little bit about what you mentioned the Children's Miracle Network, that being part of your thing. Can you kind of explain what that is?
Yeah, so the Children's Miracle Network is a national nonprofit that Cincinnati Children's is lucky to be a part of. There are over 170 local children's hospitals that are part of this network. And the whole point is just to help local communities fundraise for their children's hospital. So all of the funds that are raised stay local, which is huge because the people want to support their local children's hospital. They don't want to send it to some organization. They don't know where the money is going.
Yeah.
And so, that's Children's Miracle Network in a nutshell. And then Credit Unions for Kids is a program that helps credit unions fundraise for their local children's hospital. So
okay, that's pretty cool.
That is awesome. I'm sure it's so fulfilling to get up every day and go to a job where you're doing something good for other people that need it. It's just such a heartwarming feeling.
Is that what kind of drew you to because you're, obviously not you're in the medical field, but it's different than being a doctor or a nurse or something to that effect. So is that what
when I go to the pediatrician's office and they say, you work at Children's, I'm like, no, I know nothing. I know nothing clinical. I am a fundraiser.
Pretty much a doctor.
Pretty much a doctor. Yeah.
They're using all these acronyms. Please explain it to me like I'm 5 because I don't know.
That's how I feel going into our accounting department.
Right, literally.
Oh yeah, those people are absolute wizards. So, well, that's pretty interesting. One thing that we kind of wanted to ask you about because it's the medical field, because it's you're dealing with sick children all the time. It must be a rewarding career path, but it also must be somewhat of a taxing career path. How do you kind of deal with the mental piece of it, knowing that it's kind of a never-ending fight, but it's a fight that has to be kind of fought constantly?
Yeah, we actually talk about this a lot on my team. There is a lot of fatigue, emotional fatigue, caring fatigue when you interact with these families because, I mean, these kids, they are so strong and resilient and just cute and all of the things.
Yeah.
They're going through things that I would not want to go through as an adult.
Man.
And to go through at that age is just heartbreaking, no matter what it is that they're there for. It's traumatizing for them and heartbreaking for us. So anything that we can do, I'm with the fundraising team to, obviously support our teams that are boots on the ground that are helping those kids, obviously in the different clinical areas, but also with our child life programs that do those therapies for kids to kind of help make the experience as easy and kind of help handle some of those big emotional moments in time with those kids, with those different therapies like music therapy, art therapy, dog therapy. We have dogs who are on staff with our child life team and doing those things to help these kids kind of process what they're going through, have conversations beforehand to help them know what to expect. Things like that are so important. And that's why it's so fun to be on my side, learning about all the different things that we're doing at the hospital to make those experiences as positive as possible and to kind of help support those teams and be part of it in that way is really rewarding.
How many times a day do you run into a dog at your job?
That's a good question.
If I want to, I can find a dog every day.
Oh my God, that's so nice.
We had someone come in the office the other day. They just got a new puppy. His name's Franklin.
Yeah.
Is the cutest dog I've ever seen in my entire life. Just a little golden retriever. And it is so sleepy.
It was the best day of my life. And I can only imagine what it would be like if every single day I went to work, there was like a dog there that I could go and hunt.
They're awesome. Our dogs are just the greatest. And they obviously do a lot of play and they will be at bedside with patients throughout the day because everyone knows how much just having a dog sit by you can help make your day better.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But they also do a lot of hard things like with end-of-life experiences with families and things like that. Yeah. And a lot of times if they go through something like that, that dog will be tired the rest of the day. They'll go back to their desk and they'll sleep the rest of the day because of the emotional toll that it takes on the dog.
Dog.
They're just incredible at what they do.
Incredibly empathetic creatures. They have desks. Can I touch on that?
They have desks. Yeah. They have badges. They have badges.
No way.
Yeah.
That is so awesome. That is fantastic.
One of my favorite things that when we took our tour about a year ago at Children's is you mentioned the sibling experience that you guys focus on for families that are staying there. Can you go in a little bit on that?
Yeah, I think this was a passion project for one of our child life specialists who had encountered a patient, and then obviously when you meet the whole family when you're going through something like that with a child, and then years later. From that same family, one of the siblings was back in the hospital for mental health issues. And I think people, it took kind of probably too long to realize how much these experiences impact the entire family.
Yeah.
So yes, our sibling center is with our child life program as well. And it really helps bring in the siblings of our patients to talk through what they're experiencing, to give them some special attention. Because as backwards as it might sound, siblings can get a little jealous when their sibling is getting all the extra attention just from being in the hospital. So giving them some one-on-one attention, support, some fun things to do while their sibling is in the hospital as well.
I believe one of the things you pointed out was like a scavenger hunt in the main rotunda or whatever you would call that.
On our main concourse.
That's where
there is a scavenger hunt. It's one of my favorite things to point out on the tour because when I'm not talking, people can, try to find things on the scavenger hunt. But yeah, that's just one of the many ways that the way the hospital is designed, I think is very smart to help, a lot of bright light, a lot of color, things like that. But then also this scavenger hunt. So if your sibling is in an appointment, then they can be out in the main concourse and, keep themselves occupied for an hour or so.
Get up and get that nervous energy out sometimes. I'm sure that's nice too.
And for the patients themselves also, like the hospitals are very sterile, very enclosed places. They can be scary places. So it's really just, there has to be a lot of thought put into how do we make sure that these kids feel safe and comfortable and welcome.
Not only just that, but also like when you walk into Children's, it's very bright and vibrant too. Like if you think of like a standard, like typical hospital, you think of like just white walls and like, whatever's on the floor, and it's just really dreary and something like that.
I'm also a big fan of our animal wayfinding with letters.
Break that down.
Yeah. With our on the main concourse, we have obviously, concourse D, B, C. Yeah. They all have an animal. So the dinosaurs are in location D.
Of course.
And then it's like, okay, I don't know where I'm supposed to go, but I'm by the dinosaurs. Well, your appointment is in location B. So keep going. You'll pass the caterpillar in C. And then you'll see the birds in location B. And then you'll go up those elevators and then things like that.
I like to imagine like a very professional doctor who's like on the phone with a colleague and he's like, "Where are you at? Oh, I'm in dinosaur. Are you not in dinosaur? You're not in the dinosaurs?
No, and we love our dinosaurs.
You told me we were meeting in the caterpillars."
No, I'm positive that happens every day.
I'm sure it does. That is awesome.
I love that.
That is fantastic. One of the other things that we wanted to ask you was you have a studio there in which you make content for the hospital, for the TVs in the rooms, and you bring the kids in and whatnot. It is put on by Ryan Seacrest, is it not?
The Ryan Seacrest Foundation is the partner that helped make that happen, which we're super lucky to have a Ryan Seacrest studio because I think there's a small number nationally of children's hospitals who were selected to have these Seacrest studios. And our Child Life program also helps manage that. But it's a great place to bring in special guests when there's traveling musical artists or acts that are in town. We had Mickey Mouse when Disney on Ice was in town, come in for some photo ops. Yeah. And the great thing about that is that their visits are then pumped into the hospital rooms. Yeah. So the patients can turn on their TV and watch the interviews that are happening. They can also text down questions. They can be interactive with it, even if they aren't able to participate. Yeah. But then sometimes they can come down too. If they're well enough to attend, they can come and interact with people at Seacrest too and play games, and they do bingo and all kinds of fun stuff.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Nice.
We need to play more bingo.
We do need to play more bingo.
You guys should come to Seacrest and play bingo.
Okay. Well, Sharefax was actually at Cincinnati Children's this morning. We were giving away a pair of Savannah Bananas tickets for the game when they come to Cincinnati. Yep. Can you maybe touch on the way that those kinds of experiences, not just Sharefax and I believe Jonah was his name?
Jonah was the one who won those tickets.
Yes. Shout out Jonah.
Shout out Jonah.
He's so excited.
That's awesome. So can you talk about how that might impact that kid for his remainder of his stay?
I mean, it's kind of, I don't have words for what that must mean to a kid. I mean, a lot of times, just having that special interaction while they're in the hospital, weirdly enough, makes them look forward to the hospital. They say, they're not saying when I go here, I have to do IVs and shots and things. They're saying, I get to talk to my child life specialist. I get to see my favorite doctor. Yeah. I get to play games with somebody who's visiting Seacrest Studios. I get to do all these kinds of things. So, I mean, it's there's no way to describe how that must impact those kids.
Did he know what the Savannah Bananas were?
He did. It was so funny. It was a total surprise. His mom had told him that he had to be there for an appointment. So he felt like they were walking towards the shot room, is what he called it. So he was like, "Why are you taking me to the shot room?" She was like, We're not. But then we were able to surprise him, and you guys brought like some clues to see if he would guess. Yeah. So a little thing of bananagrams and then a bunch of bananas, and he was literally like, "Bananas." And they were like, "So what do you think your surprise might be? Your big surprise?"
Potassium.
And he was like, "Do I get to go see the bananas?" Like, he clocked it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And then when we were like, yes, like, he was so excited. It was really sweet.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I do have a question. this is like incredibly interesting to me because like the finance aspect of children's in general is so intricate. Mm-hmm. What about the research that you guys have to do? You guys are constantly doing research all the time. Yep. What goes into that?
So a lot of people don't know this actually, but we were actually founded as a research organization.
Really?
So that was a big part of what even started the hospital. Mm-hmm. And so behind the main hospital building is a huge research facility.
Yeah.
And I would say, I mean, I don't have the exact number of square footage, and I always wish I did because it is a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it rivals our amount of clinical footage. But yeah, I actually talked to a researcher once who called Cincinnati the center of the universe for children's for pediatric research.
Wow.
Which I think is quite a statement. I don't think he knows that I'm quoting him on that, but I am.
Turn that over to the marketing team. Come on, man.
That could go.
Yeah, and there is just so much going on that it's kind of hard to describe. But we also often get patients who are referred to Cincinnati Children's from all over the country and all over the world for these very rare illnesses or for very specialized care that they need. And they're being sent to Cincinnati Children's for that care. Because of the research that we're doing and because of the level of our clinical staff, we are serving kids from all over the world.
Caitlin, you do fantastic work. Thank you for joining us today. Coming up next, we have some more experts from Cincinnati Children's Hospital. So stay tuned after these quick messages. Thank you, Caitlin, for coming.
Thank you, Caitlin.
Yeah.
The count is 2-0 with no outs. Sharefax with a commanding lead, and McLean on second. And there goes
Best call in baseball? Safe. And that's exactly how I want my money to feel. Hi, I'm Matt McLean, and I'm a Sharefax member, which means I can check my money anytime on their mobile app. Bank safe with Sharefax Credit Union.
safe. Bank safe with Sharefax Credit Union.
We are back with more friends from Cincinnati Children's Hospital. Yep. We are joined here with...
I'm Carrie, the manager of the Family Advocates at Cincinnati Children's, and my coworker.
My name is Lisa, and I'm very proud to be a part of Cincinnati Children's and be part of a great team.
Carrie, Lisa, welcome.
Thank you.
We're very excited to have you guys. You guys are professional as it gets when it comes to just what you guys do for work. Real quick, what is the Charitable Care Fund?
So we'll tell you a little bit about our team first and how we lead into the Charitable Care Fund.
Yeah.
We have a great team of 18 people, and we're called the Family Financial Advocates at Children's. And we are very unique at Cincinnati Children's because we're one of the few hospitals in the country that we've found that have an actual family advocacy group.
Yeah.
So many times you'll go into a hospital and you'll say, oh, my bill is too high and I need help. What do I do? Well, a lot of times you'll go in and they'll say, how much money do you make? How many are in your household? You don't qualify for Medicaid or financial assistance.
Yeah.
Well, for Children's, that wasn't good enough. The Family Advisory Committee said, we need more help. We have chronic care kids. We're meeting our deductible every year. We need 24-hour nursing for some of our kids. They have these groundbreaking therapies or these groundbreaking medications, but they cost so much money that the normal family can't find the funds to get them. So Children's, can you help us? Well, that's kind of how we were born. Wow. And that was about 21 years ago. And I was on the committee that helped start the whole family advocacy group.
Yeah.
And over time, our team has gotten bigger and bigger, and I have a group of wonderful people who work with families every single day to meet them where they are, which could be in the room, it could be in our office, it could be over the phone, and ladies like Lisa meet with them and look at their individual situations, and we help them figure out what resources they might qualify for. Anything from Social Security to Medicaid or the special Medicaids that nobody knows anything about.
Yeah.
Title V, grants and nonprofits, and then the Charity Care Fund.
Okay.
I'm sure that's so alleviating for these families because that financial pressure, especially when you're in such like an emotional situation like that,
Right.
That probably just does wonders, like the work you guys do for these families.
Always said it's crazy because you're dealing with the two hottest buttons, somebody's kids and their money. And we are meeting them like at the point where they are in the worst time of their life a lot, whether children have gotten a cancer diagnosis or you had a NICU baby unexpectedly or a bad accident.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Lisa, what does that look like for you on a daily basis? Like you're meeting with the families face to face. I mean, that's got to be pretty intense.
We do, and it's extremely rewarding.
Yeah.
We do one at a time. And can I tell a story?
Please tell a story. We tell stories around here.
So I had a mom. She called me on the phone, and she said, I was praying going to work. And she said I needed tires, but my daughter needed a prescription.
Whoa, wow.
So she said I was trying to decide, should I get the tires to get me to my job or get my daughter her prescription?
Oh, my gosh.
Ooh.
So I got her on the phone, and I said, it happened to be around the holidays. I managed to have a phenomenal clinic sponsor the mom to help her with the tires. We helped the mom with the prescriptions, so her daughter got her prescriptions. So then mom tells me, because she got the tires and because she got the prescription filled, her daughter wanted to participate in an art class at school.
Yeah.
The mom could not afford to buy the art supplies, but she was able to buy the art supplies, and her daughter won the scholarship to go to college.
You're kidding.
No kidding. So you're helping not just with like hospital expenses, like a lot of places, not just, here's your bill from Children's. You're helping with tires. You're consulting, going out, reaching out to other people and getting that.
So that was at Christmas time. So a group had offered to sponsor the tires. We do have social workers at Children's who do that kind of stuff all of the time, like their families' bills, everything like that, from rent to electric and all of those kind of things. Our group focuses primarily on helping with anything medical, like medicine or equipment or anything, nursing, anything like that, therapies. So we're able to help on that end, but like Lisa was able to get her the great connection as well, which got her the things in life that she needed.
That is remarkable.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable.
The mom called me back and said, I'll never forget you the rest of my life.
That's got to be just so rewarding.
She said,
It's awesome.
She goes, my daughter's going to college. And I was like, what?
My heart would melt.
Oh, man. So do you know where she's going to college?
I do not.
Okay. Well,
It's a local high school, and she said, because you helped me with the prescription, which was the charity care fund, we helped her with that. Then she said I was able to buy the art supplies.
Wow.
She won the contest, and she got a scholarship to go to college.
That's awesome.
So that is what that little small fund, that's the impact it can make on a local family here.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a real impact. It's easy to see dollars and cents, and sometimes sponsors, like even Sharefax, will put on a website, "Oh, we donated X amount to whatever," and that's a number. But that's a real story.
Experience.
That's an experience.
That's a full circle. Somebody call in needing help with a prescription, and then her daughter ends up winning the scholarship to go to college.
Wow, absolutely.
And
that is
we're
remarkable.
super grateful to Sharefax and places like that help us, because our charity care fund is all done by donations. Like, it does not come from anything else but donors, like everybody out there who helps. And people think, oh, I can only do a little bit. But a little bit goes a really far way, because by the time they're using our charity care fund, which is what Sharefax's golf outing money goes to, we've exhausted everything. We've tried every form of Medicaid, every form of Title V, every other grant. There is nothing else. We had a grandma come to us and say, I really need help. I don't know what I'm going to do. And she was using her Social Security check to try to pay down this kid's medical bills. Wow. Well, she should have had Medicaid the whole time. And nobody realized that until she got to us. So we helped her apply for the Medicaid. We helped her try to clean up some of the old bills. But there were bills out there that there was nothing else to help clean up the money from. And that's where we used the charity care fund.
Yeah.
And because we've had so many grateful donors, we've been able to raise it from $500 to $750 to now $1,000. And that makes a huge difference, because that That cleaned up all of the grandma's old bills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It helped her going forward. This was actually one of Lisa's families that she worked with.
Yeah.
It helped her going forward. And the grandma on the phone told us, this is the first year I can go to Kroger's and buy my Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh my God.
I didn't have to
Wow.
go to a food pantry. And now I don't have to worry because I know my child's medicine and therapies will now be covered because I didn't even know I could get Medicaid.
Wow.
So that's the impact that every donation makes to helping families get out of a really bad spot.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Well, it's funny you bring up the golf outing because we are doing a golf outing again this year.
All right.
Yes,
Can't
we
wait.
are. So
we're so excited.
here's your invitation to come back out.
Okay, we'll be there.
We'll be there.
We'll put it on our calendar.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Yeah, we are still accepting sponsors for this golf outing. And like you just mentioned, all of that money goes to to Children's and the Charitable Care Fund.
Yes.
Last year you were at the golf outing. We merged with Emory Federal Credit Union. It was the Emory Federal Credit Union golf outing. It is now the Sharefax golf outing. So that's good that's making a difference, if that's going somewhere.
Yeah.
Huge.
Also,
September 28th, as our VP of marketing has said behind the camera to tell me where did she come from. September 28th
voice.
is the Sharefax golf outing. So be there or be square is what we're saying.
that is what we're saying. What I do find interesting, I was looking at the website for the Charitable Care Fund, and obviously you can make just like single time payments if you're able to, and you're also able to do like monthly payments as well.
Right.
And that got me thinking, how are these funds like distributed amongst these families? Like, I'm sure like you want to be accommodating to everyone that has issues or they need help, but how is there like a selection process or like any qualification?
That's a good question.
I'm sure it's pretty tough.
It's everybody can qualify.
Everyone qualifies?
Everybody.
Everyone qualifies.
That's awesome.
Okay. Wow.
You
that
just
is
have to show, like, you have to participate with us and make sure that we have gone through every possible resource first.
Yeah.
Because
Sure.
that $1,000 is once in a lifetime.
Sure.
Per child, so they can't get it repeatedly. And we want to use that money wisely. Like, we have employees, and both of us included, donate money from our paychecks to the charitable care funds, as
that's
do
really
many of the people on our team, because we believe so highly in what we do and see the impact it has on families. So we want to be like awesome stewards of every penny, because we want to make sure it goes as far as it can for the families and also the people that are donating.
Yeah.
Wow. That is remarkable. Well, so it seems like you had a couple other stories of families in there that
I
you
do.
might share.
Carrie told the one about the grandma, and she melted my heart because she said, I don't have to go to the food pantry this year for Thanksgiving. I actually get to go to the grocery store. And I was like, wow, because we helped her. And then I had another mom. She called me. I think she had 3 or 4 children, and they only had one vehicle, and they lived pretty far away. It was like a 2 or 3 hour drive, if I remember correctly. And they were struggling to heat their home. And so the mom didn't want to turn on the stove, like a lot of families do to try to heat their house. She turned her dryer around backwards to heat their house.
What?
Their
Yes.
heater had broken.
Their heater had broken, and she wanted to get the medicine for her son. So they turned their dryer around backwards to heat the house.
Oh, wow. That is
And
dangerous,
I said, the Charity Care Fund is going to help you get your son's medicine.
That is unbelievable. I mean,
absolutely remarkable. That is wild.
I'll tell you what, I would have never thought of that. I mean, creative wise, I mean, to even think like I'm going to turn my dryer around to try to heat up my home. I mean, that's very creative.
Yeah, she said that she was concerned about the oven or the stove because it would, the kids might get too close to that and burn it.
Wow.
But she turned the dryer around backwards and pulled it out in the family room, plugged it in, and that is how they heated. They all were staying in one room.
Wow.
And it was awesome because we were able to find then a long-term solution to cover the medication ongoing.
Yeah.
But the Charity Care Fund could get her the medication
right
immediately to free up those funds to go have their heating fixed.
Wow.
So
I'll kind of pose the same question to you that I posed to Caitlin, which is that like it's an ongoing fight. It's constantly ongoing. You're always going to have families that come into your office for help
Right.
like that. Personally, in your personal life, how do you kind of deal with that outside of work? How do you kind of deal with the pressure at work and outside? Is there something that you do?
I would say all of our people are there because it's a calling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To everyone I have, it's a stressful job. It's stressful going into a room with a child that has just had a traumatic event.
Mm-hmm.
It's stressful seeing the families upset, and sometimes they're really upset.
Yeah.
And we know it's not about us. It's about the hand that they were dealt at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think we leave with full hearts every day knowing that we got to alleviate some of that pressure. We got to take on the problems of the finances and filling out all the laborious paperwork and the 150 paid applications, and that mom got to hold her baby.
Yeah.
So when you get to leave knowing that you made a difference for someone, then we get back up and we do it all over again and hope that we can make a difference for that one.
Wow.
For another one the next day.
That is really something.
I do have a question about angel donors, because like just saying that or that phrase, it kind of makes you perk up a little bit.
It's got a little mystique to it.
It does have a little mystique to
Yeah.
it. But like, what happens with angel donors anyways? Like, let's say like someone donates, I don't know, millions of dollars, and like they have requests or something like that. Are these requests like automatically fulfilled? Or are they like, how does that work?
I think that's more handled on the development end. We have had people who have come to us, like we worked really closely with Andy Dalton for a while.
Really?
And that was really cool. Like he used to have Christmas parties for the families, and Lisa
awesome.
and I got to shop at Toys R Us for the families' lists and stuff like that. So he had told development exactly like what he wanted it to look like in the party and those kind of things. So I think development's awesome at like meeting the needs of whatever the donor wants to sponsor. And giving them the full array of what there is to sponsor at Children's, because a lot of the people have certain things that are close to their heart, like mental health or cancer or whatever. But that's kind of the cool and unique thing about the Charity Care Fund is it doesn't matter what diagnosis you have. It could be a mental health child, a NICU.
Therapy doesn't matter.
Yeah, it
we
doesn't
help
matter.
everybody.
We help
just looking to help.
everybody. Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
We deny nobody. Everybody can apply, but like Carrie said, we exhaust all of our other resources. This is the last thing, but it's life-changing for these families.
Wow.
Life-changing. It really is.
Join us on September 28th for the annual Sharefax Golf Outing in support of Cincinnati Children's Hospital.
When we've exhausted everything else, that's when it comes down to the Charity Care Fund that you guys are helping with.
$270 million in the last year went through that charitable care fund.
What we're doing here today helps what they do, so that's a big deal for me.
To get more information on registering to play and being a sponsor, visit sharefax.org/2026-golf-outing. We do a segment around here where we have headlines that we've found. Typically, our headlines are probably going to be more like fraud, like this guy 15 million defrauded or whatever. He's going to prison for 40 years.
Sandwich shop in Sandwich, Massachusetts or something. But.
Yeah. We kind of tried to like change that because we were like, well, we don't want to find like a fraudster that defrauded like a children's hospital or something. So we actually have positive headlines, positive spin headlines for this segment. Adam, do you want to go first or you want me to go first?
You go first.
I will go first because mine actually applies to Cincinnati Children's. So headline from WCPO Channel 9, Tanya O'Rourke, Taylor Wider, and Grace Irwin. Sorry if I butchered your names, but this article is from there. Snowplow escorts ambulance transferring child to Cincinnati Children's during winter storm. Did you guys hear about this?
I did.
Wow. Yeah.
You did. You did. So reportedly, and you guys are the experts on this. You were at you work there, so you would know. When we had those really bad storms that came through this past, I believe, was this in January? Was that when this was? January?
I think
We got a lot of snow, man. We
Yeah.
got a lot
10
of
inches.
snow.
We got a lot of
Snow.
snow. There was an infant child that was sick, and it was when we got, I mean, like a lot
Couldn't go
of
anywhere.
snow. Couldn't go anywhere. Roads were closed. I think ODOT closed down the roads. It was like a level 3 snow emergency. A snowplow driver was the one that came through and plowed the the snow out of the way, so that way the child could make it to Cincinnati Children's and then take care of them. So you heard about this? Did you meet the snowplow driver?
We did not. I saw it on Centerlink.
Yeah.
I think you were the one that brought it up that it was on Centerlink.
Yes, it was on Centerlink, but we do need to thank him.
Yeah.
You know,
shout out that snowplow driver.
We need to find him.
His name
job.
is, I'm trying to look for his name in the article here. Joe Estes, I believe, is his name. Joe Estes.
It's a way of showing how everybody in the community comes together to help when there's a need. That speaks a lot to the Cincinnati community. And I think, that's what we see at Cincinnati Children's and all of the donors is that people come together to help when there's a need.
Yeah.
I mean, how amazing of him.
That is remarkable. So WCPO 9 also spoke to two people that were there in the ambulance on Sunday that was being cleared. Heather Lips, a respiratory therapist, and Kelly Bessel, also sorry for if I'm butchering your names, the clinical director of transportation. This quote is awesome. Lips said, "It was nerve-wracking to begin with, but the minute we saw Joe, we knew everything was going to be fine."
Okay.
I mean, you would think that guy's Superman.
He's like an Avenger.
He is.
Like an Avenger. That's awesome. That is pretty fantastic. So that's pretty cool. I think that's, it's a way that the community kind of comes around. And
Yes.
I know I didn't want to be on the roads. So, Adam, you got some?
I do have some. So this one also is about Cincy Children's. So this is also from WCPO. They do great work. This is written by Caleb No. He does fantastic work.
Okay.
But the headline is FC Cincinnati star keeps promise to boy who successfully battled stage 3 cancer. So Jude Simmons, who was 11, he is now cancer-free after battling stage 3 lymphoma.
Wow.
So shout out to Jude.
Yes.
Shout out to Jude.
Jude.
Good job.
But in February of 2025, Nick Hagland, the Cincinnati legend, he is an FC Cincinnati player. He's a defender, but he came in and he visited Jude in the hospital, and they bonded over the game of Minecraft. Brilliant game.
Oh, that's
Very
awesome.
cool.
I know.
Very cool.
But Nick, he was talking to Jude, and he made a promise to Jude that if he scores, he was going to do a Minecraft sword celebration.
Nice.
And since he's a defender, he doesn't really score all that often. But in FC Cincinnati's home opener, Nick scored. He scored.
Yeah.
And he did the celebration, and Jude was watching.
That is awesome.
And Jude was watching the celebration, and Jude said that it made him feel very inspired to keep on fighting. And Jude ended up getting to ring the cancer-free bell. So
That's awesome.
See, great stories.
We love that. The cancer-free bell got moved now down to the main area.
Oh, yeah.
And
And
we
you can
sit
hear
just
it.
above the main area.
Yeah.
So whenever we hear a bunch of people coming and gathering, we come out to clap to and to watch
that's
the
so
kids get to
heartwarming.
leave.
Yeah.
It's really cool. We had a family invite us up when their child got to leave the hospital after being in for a really long time.
Yeah.
Because we were part of their journey, which was really neat to have the invitation for our whole group to come and celebrate.
I'm sure you guys probably get caught in the sort of red tape of the job. You're doing the paperwork and whatever. Anytime you get a chance to do something like that, I'm sure it's got to be.
That's great.
It's got to be awesome. Well, I think that's all the time we got for today. We sincerely appreciate Cincinnati Children's coming on, talking to Adam and I. We appreciate your guys' time, Lisa, Carrie. Thank you guys so
We
much.
appreciate you more.
we appreciate your partnership with Sharefax as well. It's been
we
really
love
fulfilling to work with you guys.
Yes.
That's right. Like we said, golf outing,
28th.
September 28th.
Yes.
Come see us. Come see
We'll be
Cincinnati
there.
Children's.
We'll be there.
Yep. And stay tuned for the next episode. Thank you. The information provided on this podcast is for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only. It does not constitute personal, financial, investment, legal, or tax advice. Views expressed by the hosts or guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Sharefax Credit Union. For specific advice tailored to your situation, please consult a certified financial professional or licensed attorney. Listeners are responsible for verifying the information and seeking professional advice before making decisions based on the content of this podcast. Sharefax Credit Union is federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration, NCUA, and is an equal housing lender.